That initial moment when you had the medal placed on you and you were celebrating at the closing ceremony, what was that experience like? Because I know you've got family actually in Paris, so it was a bit of a full circle moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Having that in front of your family.
So I have my mom and my sibling and my auntie and uncle that live in Paris for many, many years. And for the 2024 Olympic to be held in Paris was even more of a bonus. You know, it was meant to be for me to be in Paris. So something I visualized ever since I started boxing. And, you know, support has been amazing. So much love. And people have cared so much for me. And for me to have kind of like won my first fight, even though it was a tough opponent, the first female in the whole wide world. She was meant to win the gold medal, and for me to have won against her on my first bout, and the second fight to have faced the fifth in the whole wide world female was amazing, and to be guaranteed a medal. I was speechless, man. But then I knew that how hard I worked for it. You know how determined I was, and I knew my ability. I know what I'm capable of. I had a great team on my side. I have a great mindset. I've gone through so many barriers in life, and I'm not saying that those other athletes have never gone through what I've gone through, but I know that what I've gone through, no one will ever put me in that ring in that moment again like that. It would never be similar to it, because what I want now, I was comparing each fight was, if I've gone through all them hardship in my past life, and moment like this in the Olympic is not bigger than what I've gone through. So for me, all I knew that I had to just stick to my tactics, be determined, be hungry, and push through no matter what. And for me, during the medal time, for my name to be said, and seeing the Ngamba, the refugee team, for just my name and the refugee team to be said as a medalist, an athlete, refugee athlete, to have won a medal is I can't describe it. I can't describe that moment. And there's a picture of me that you can see when they give me my medal, and I'm just there looking at my medal, because it just shows how hard I work for it. How hard I've worked for it, and how so many people out there don't think refugee can win. Refugee are just like any athlete out there, and I was just looking at my medal, and I hope that people kind of understood that. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm a human. I'm an athlete that was hungry, determined, and I was representing I'm a refugee. I was representing the refugee team, and I won a medal, and I just proved to the whole wide world, that all the people around the world that were watching, that as a refugee, as an Olympic refugee athlete, I could win a medal just like any other athlete that are out there.
I know it's crazy to think that when you were moving from Cameroon to Bolton, when you were just 11 years old, very, very scary prospect, wasn't it? You must have needed someone like yourself now to look up to see that you can make an incredible life and career for yourself. Is it amazing to think that you are now inspiring little boys and girls who are going through a similar sort of circumstance to what you went through?
I think as human, we need a role model. Through role model, we can kind of compare ourselves, and they kind of motivate us. We can kind of see that they've gone through so many barriers and so many obstacles that are similar to what any individual will have gone through. And my goal is, I want many people around the world to just know that, listen, I'm just like you. I had aim and goal. I'm a hard worker, and I just kept on pushing each day and every day, and each month, week, and years, and I kind of and all that kind of paid off to me winning a medal and leaving the Olympic as a medalist, and my name hopefully going in history and being remembered as one of the medalists in the 2024 Olympic. And I just want to tell to everyone all around the world, even those that are not even athletes, all the refugees all around the world, that you just gotta keep on working, keep on believing in yourself, stay consistent, stay disciplined, and be patient. Be very, very patient. It's not all gonna all work out in within a couple of days, within a couple of weeks, or a couple of months. It would take years after years, and obviously I believe that I'm kind of like the example of it. I knew that for me, I knew that I had my eyes out for the 2024 Olympic, and I had my eye out for aims and goals in life, and I went for it. Not just in boxing, I went to school, college, university, and that was after I left school. I wanted to go to college. I went to college. I finished my years in college, and after college I wanted to go to university, and I went to university, and I finished my years in university, and my aim was to go and do my master, but I had to put down pause because of the Olympics. So who knows what path I'm going to take next.
You know, when you look back at those early years when you were still at school in Bolton, you was learning to speak English, you was away from a lot of your family, it was just you and your brother, I believe, so very, very tough life to adapt to. Can you just go through what was pushing you forward during those times, even before you found boxing? Because I remember you saying in an interview that you saw a bunch of guys walking out of a boxing gym, you smelt the sweat, and you immediately wanted to be a part of that. You were immediately attracted to that lifestyle, that environment, right?
Yeah. Listen, I came in the UK, an 11-year-old child, still a child, you know, and having to kind of adapt into the lifestyle, the language, and so many barriers and so many obstacles. I think it was challenging each day, you know what I mean, having to go with my day-to-day life and knowing that I can be deported anytime soon, or the immigration, the Home Office can kind of get hold of me anytime, every second, every minute. I'm stuck having a conversation with people, and I'm doing certain things. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, I can be taken any minute. It's the worst thing ever. I wouldn't want to wish on my worst enemy. Me and my brother is one of my mom and my brother, my brother Kenneth Ngamba, and my older sibling that are here in the UK. I can name all of them. They've been my support, my motivation, and kind of like my people that kind of bring me back up, you know, and me myself too, because I wouldn't wish, like I said, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's been hard. It was very, very hard, but I believe that I knew that God had many amazing, greatest thing in life for me, and that's kind of what made me push every day. When I did get my refugee status, that was kind of like an amazing news for me. I felt on top of the world. So for me to have, because I have worked so hard and prayed so hard, that I hope God can kind of help me to to fix my paper. And my paper was fixed, was kind of the motivation that I can do anything in the world. If my paper was fixed for me, then I was unstoppable. No one can stop me. But yeah,
I know you've mentioned before how the experiences you had growing up, the pressure that you were feeling, like you mentioned, the fear of being deported at any moment, is you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy. And you had mentioned there was a time when you were placed in a detention camp, which was a terrifying time for you, and how the Olympics, the pressure of that would never compare to the pressure you felt in that time. Do you remember those thoughts and feelings you were going through at that time? I believe, did you ring your brother?
Yeah, so me and my brother we used to go every week to a detention camp in Manchester. We used to go to an immigration centre for signing, just to let them know that we're still in the UK, we're not flew away. So one day when we did go to the immigration centre, we were arrested. And they didn't really tell us what we were arrested for. Me being a 16-year-old being arrested, in my head, I just thought frozen, because I was kind of shocked and I didn't believe that it was happening. It's the type of thing that I said you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. The type of thing that you watch on TV when it happens to you and it's real life, and it's like, whoa. Handcuff was put behind me. I was put behind the van. My brother was put behind the van, and I was sent to a female detention camp. My brother was sent to a female detention camp. We didn't get hold of each other until the next day when I woke up. They gave me a room, and I woke up, and they told me that I was arrested. They didn't really tell me why. So they told me I was allowed to have one phone call. So I called my brother, and I heard my brother cry. That was the first time I ever heard my brother cry. He's never cried before, because I was crying too. Because, it's a moment like that when you're thinking, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to be sent back? Or you don't know. You don't have a clue. I was speaking to some of these people that were in the detention camp. The female that was in the detention camp, there was mother with kids. People that had been there for years. People that were going to be deported tonight. Some people that were going to be deported in a couple of days. Some people that didn't even know. They were just taking each day as they come, and I'm thinking, right, so what's going to happen to me? I felt helpless. And my brother just told me to calm down, relax, everything's gonna be okay. And my mom in France, is her brother, my uncle. He works with the government, so he managed to make a phone call to the government. They were able to release us the next day, saying that the reason why they released us was because we had family, which is family citizen living here in the UK, which is my dad and my sibling. Because if we didn't, then we would have been deported. Even with my paper, having to apply so many over and over again, spending mad amount of money. My mom must have spent about $1,000 of money on us. My mom lives in Paris. She must have my auntie uncle must have raised about a crazy amount of money for every time we apply for our cases with Home Office and it being rejected. It's a sad time, but listen, I've overcome it. There's better thing in life right now. I'm past the past. I'll actually leave the past in the past and keep on moving on with life. There's people go through barriers in life. I'm just one of a human that goes so many barriers, and what I have always ways on how I've always motivated myself was kind of look what I've gone through, and also that there's people that go through life worse thing than what I've gone through. There's people that are dying, people that are being tortured, the worst thing ever. So I've always thought about, listen, this is not the worst thing that can ever happen to you. Simply, there's people that have worse. So that itself motivated me. That was just my way. That was kind of my way of actually just keep on pushing and taking each step in life.
It's incredibly inspiring to see how far you've come and how amazing you've done, and you must have had some really emotional, nice chats with your mother as well. To when you look back at those experiences when everything seemed like you were in a very dark tunnel and you didn't know how to get out. Now everyone's gathered to come and see you today. Everyone's asking for your picture. Like you are the star in Bolton. Everyone's so happy and pleased for you.
No, I just think I'm just a human. I'm just singing in Ngamba. First of all, I'm just human, and I had aims and goals. I'm gonna keep on saying this out there. I had aims and goals, just like any other human that have aims and goals, and I just went to get my aims and goals. And now that I finished my aims and goal, which was to go to qualify for the Olympic, boom, go to Olympic, boom, and win a medal at the Olympic. I won it. There's gonna be another journey in my life coming soon. I'm gonna go and pursue and try to persuade it. And who knows what's next for me. Just take each day as it comes, and I don't think I'm any different than anyone all around the world. And listen, I appreciate everyone that sees me as whatever they can see me, but it's all love, man. It's all love.
In terms of those next steps that you mentioned, are you looking to stay amateur and maybe go for gold at the next Olympics, or are you looking to turn professional straight away? What's the plan with you?
It's a big question in my life. It's a big decision in my life, or what is next for me. Obviously, I knew that straight after when I've left the Olympic that I had to make a decision. But there's no rush. There's never no rush for me. Listen, there's pros and cons in staying amateur and turning pro, or going to do my master. There's pros and cons in each decision. So I'm taking my time. I'm taking as much time as I need to. But when I do make a decision, everyone will know about it, because I know all the support on the praises that, and all the everyone that will want to help me and back me up as anything that's needed. And I know that when I do make a decision, people will be so thrilled and happy for me, and they'll be very supportive of me, because they know who I am, and they know that, and they know how hard work I am. And also, I gotta be careful with the decision that I make, because I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be, taking the pathway to that decision, that journey that I do decide that I'm gonna go with. So I gotta be very careful and take my time. And there's no rush. And when I do make a decision, like I said, everyone will know about it for sure.
You envision yourself as a world champion in the pro game one day?
100% I do. I'm a fighter. I'm a hard worker. I'm a fighter, and I'm just like any other boxers out there that just visualize different type of scenario they can do. They can, and I've been in the ring with the best of the best: Savannah Marshall, Natasha Jonas, Chantel Cameron, you name it. I've been in the and Sandy Ryan and Lauren Price, and I've been in the ring with many amazing champions and medalists, and yeah. So and I can say they kind of have a great relationship with each one of them. And they praise a lot about me too, which I respect them. They're role model to me, and I'm sure they're role model to many female all around the world, and not just in boxing, but not just in sport, but just in life in general. And I'm sure they'll be very supportive of whatever I decide to do, and all of them will say that they will see me one day as a champion, and I will say the same, that one day I will see myself as a champion.